On then.
Folks, welcome
Come here, Fiddler.
to Keith's Barnside Chat.
Hello. Which way are we looking?
That's Steve. I'm Derek. I'm the cameraman.
Hello, hello. Why am I walking right to it then? Come this way.
So here we are on Memorial Trail. And this space became the Memorial Trail in 2015 when our first residents passed away, and that was the Three Little Pigs. Tell us about the Three Little Pigs, Steve.
Yeah, they were April's piglets, the surprise piglets, born on April Fool's Day, and unfortunately they were premature. So a few of them passed away within a couple of days of being born.
So Memorial Trail has this enormous mature apple tree and a curious Phil running around. But Memorial Trail is a really long lap that goes through the woods. It goes all the way up beside the main driveway and loops back around.
Come on, Fiddler.
And every spring we come out here and we clear some of the brush that has fallen and add the stones that need to be added. But it's something that we never imagined having to manage or care. But it certainly is a place to come and remember. So the only residents that got buried out here were the Three Little Pigs. Everybody else was privately cremated, and their remains are in little tiny urns or big urns. And if you're like Anne, it's a tiny urn. That was Chick Ann. And these are all chickens here too. This little flock of birds all came in and left relatively quickly. But Memorial Trail, these trees, the evergreen trees, they are just stunning.
Beautiful in here.
They are just beautiful. Check it out. Tulip and Levi and who knew? Three little piglets again. And that is Fiona's piglets. When they were born, 3 of them did not make it, and they succumbed. They were only with us a few minutes to a day. Miss Dolly.
The turkey. Looks like somebody's been digging.
There's some coyote poop. Lots of coyotes and deer and porcupine.
Yep.
We saw a porcupine 2 days ago. I think there was 2 porcupines, but it could have been the same porcupine twice. Not sure.
Check out the size of this cedar.
Just
Isn't it beautiful?
enormous trees.
Fiddler.
So the lay of the land goes downhill from here, down to the river, which then flows under the driveway into a pond area. come on.
Good listening. Hey, good listening, Phil.
Phil is a really good listener.
Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is that little ravine Derek was mentioning earlier. There's a bit of a river down here that runs
Part of the Brawny Creek.
through the woods under our driveway and into another section of woods on the other side. We call it Narnia because it's so different from this. See how this is kind of wide open and pretty bright. I mean, there's still some rock, but it's not really too crazy. Well, when you get to the other side, like there's like 20-foot rock outcroppings and there's a little cave over there. It is gorgeous.
Imagine
Leave it, and you can see over here an old remnant of stone wall. So there was a time when a lot of this forest was being cleared, or I guess they planned to clear it to use. There's a big pile of rocks. Just see that green mossy hump. That's actually a pile of rocks.
I've been called many things, but never a green mossy hump.
Yeah, and then straight in front there's another section of wall that comes through and just ends. So they obviously were going to join them up at some point. And actually, remember this is that one section of wall, right? The original.
This is Dead Man's Fence.
Yeah, do we call it Dead Man's Fence? Because there's that up there at the gate, and then right about over here, that's kind of the only section that's not finished yet. It kind of ramps down up there, and it's
This is one of my
apparently
favorite
they
trees
didn't
right
get
here.
it finished.
So Memorial Trail loops up all the way around, like Steve. There's that stone, the green mossy hump, the Dead Man's Fence that connects all the way over there. The farm. We've been in these areas. Look at all the deadfall in this area. It is like a war zone. We clean this up as much as we can when we have folks here that are operating chainsaws, but this area over here looks like a windstorm has come through. But it's not in great health this side of the woods. But we're always planting trees and cutting down trees that need to, or dangerous trees.
Huge ice storm years ago, right? That I don't think ever got cleaned up in here. I'm sure a lot of it.
So here we are back to
At the beginning.
back at the beginning.
Come here, Filler.
So straight up that hill is the back cow pasture. To your right, way over there, is the orchard and Memorial Trail. Never seen that before.
Filler.
Folks, we have a vision that we want to talk about,
How beautiful is that?
and it's the Memorial Trail Bluebell dedication. So we were thrilled to show you Memorial Trail for the first time, and this is the perfect time to launch the Memorial Trail Bluebell dedication. And what that means, and again, this is the vision.
We're gonna turn that into this. They are a native flower, and they flower in the spring. The smell of them is absolutely incredible. They're awesome for bees and for pollinators.
It's a perfect way to
they
tell somebody you
naturalize.
love them. You could dedicate a bluebell flower in somebody's honor. It can be for a pet, it can be for a neighbor, it can be for mom, it can be for dad. It can be for anybody that you choose. But we can't wait to start this project, and we need your help.
Yeah.
So the stone wall work at Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary in Campbellville, Ontario, Canada is absolutely breathtaking. That is the enchanted forest right there where you can enter, and then the stone wall divides And that red gate over there, that is the opening to Memorial Trail. And here is our composting pit. Doesn't that sound charming?
Yes, it does.
So this fenced-in area here used to be a huge mountain of compost.
Huge.
And every single day we add more compost to it. See that those little, or those round pylons, orange pylons behind me in that little pile? So that little pile there is 2 days worth of composting from the farm. And
It adds up very fast.
over the course of 4 years, we covered this entire space. And we're proud to say that finally we got it all cleaned up, folks. There were around 50 dump truck fulls of compost that we had trucked off site to a local flower grower. And that compost will be used on their farm. And we kept some for ourselves. So that pile of brown dirt off in the distance, that's 3 years old. Black gold. We're gonna take that and we're gonna put it in a new device that we were able to purchase. Thank you so much to our monthly donors that make all of these dreams come true. We were able to truck off all of this compost. That came at that cost money. We didn't, that was not a freebie. 50 dump truck fulls costs a lot of money to get taken out of here. And that's part of our responsibility. As a farmer and as a sanctuary, you have to figure out what to do with your compost. And so we did not have a plan before, and we're not growing crops, so we had to make a plan, and the plan was to get rid of it all, keep some, and buy a manure spreader so that we can turn that into good pasture. Old areas, come on.
Look at that handsome man.
Come on, come on. So this is the North Road, and this is where we were able to truck 50 truckfuls of compost off to a flower farm. Flower gardens are all coming up nicely. The chickens help turn up the land. And all the bulb heads poke up. Hello, Phil Bean. Our tractor, the big green tractor, that's a 2120 John Deere. Look at how beautiful that is. It's from the 70s, 1970s. I don't remember what year, I think 1978. But that tractor right there, we keep that going. That's got brand new tires on it. The tires are actually worth more than the tractor is. But that tractor, we need to make sure we have that tractor in case one of the cows can't get up. We would use it to pick up a cow. We use it for the driveways. We use it for snow removal. We use it for so much around here. Manure removal. We use it to feed the cows. And you'll notice that the front bucket is gone. And it's out for a major repair. And of course these things cost a boatload of money to keep going and operate, but it'll be back soon. It's going to have a new bucket on the front of it with a quick attach so that we can have different implements. What we took off of it was like permanently welded to it, and you couldn't change out for any other attachments. So with any luck, that'll be back with a brand new bucket on it. And the next thing we'll get is a set of forks so that we can pick up the big bales. So that's one of the many lifelines that we keep going here with the monthly donors. Without them, we would not be able to do this. You guys are so valued.
Oh, we are with the very beautiful Bobby Girl Princess, who is lounging inside because, well, today it's kind of gloomy and wet. We're in stall number 3 that has access to the lanai, which is a really super padded area for any of the residents that need recovery. And Bobby Girl is, of course, recovering from having a toe removed. Aren't you? And you're doing so good? Oh, it's been a sleepy day today. So Bobby's healed really well. The back is no longer open, and we are just bandaging it right now for support. And we've called the kind person that's going to make Bobby Girl's prosthesis for her. So we'll be starting that very soon, won't we, Bobby Girl? And as the bird flies, there's Captain. What are you doing, big boy? Huh? What are you doing? Say I'm getting ready for bed. Yeah. He says I'm getting ready for bed. Yeah. Good boy. Huh? What? Hey? He's a good boy. Did you have a nice dinner? Yeah? Oh my goodness. Such a good person. The monthly donors at Happily Ever Esther are sincerely the best people around, and they help us keep all of this magic going, and they help us show people just how amazing farmed animals really are. And we're able to spread our message of love and compassion for farmed animals everywhere, all because of the monthly donors. Every single month they are there for us. And to say thank you to those folks that give tirelessly every single month, we have decided that we're gonna start giving back to them in a really big way. Starting this month, we've got some amazing perks for our monthly donors, and I'd like to let you know a couple of these perks that will be happening in the next few days. We'll be emailing all of our monthly donors, and we'll be letting them know about some of these exciting perks. The first perk for our monthly donors, one of the very first things that we're going to do is we're going to enter all of your names into a draw for this piece of artwork, which is our late Mr. friend Len. And Mr. Len was an amazing person for those of you that knew him, and he was a very good friend of Lady Bobby Girl here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our loving, kind monthly donors' names into a hat, and we will draw one lucky person's name, and we will mail them this amazing print of Mr. Len. Okay? Yes. That sounds like a good perk, doesn't it? And the next perk that we would like to discuss, which is super exciting, is that Steven and I are going to have a pajamas and cocktails party. A virtual one, that is. Of course, with all of the monthly donors, you'll get an Evite that will be coming to you very soon. And in that Evite, we'll have a link, a date, a time. And the location is wherever you want to be. You can be at the pajamas and cocktail party at home. Actually, that's where you should be, is at home. We're all kind of secluded right now, aren't we? But the pajamas and cocktail party will be exclusively just for the monthly donors. And what we'll do is we'll send out a questionnaire ahead of time, and you can ask any question you want. And what we'll do is we'll pick random questions, and we'll be forced to answer them at this live event. Sounds risky, doesn't it? Eh? And the last and final exciting perk that is just exclusively for monthly donors of Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary is there is a special store that's being built right now with exclusive merchandise available only to the monthly supporters. The monthly supporters here are our everything, and we love them so much and we value them so much, and they are essential to all of us here. Without our monthly supporters, this lady right here would not have the absolute best in veterinary care and medicine. She wouldn't have this amazing roof over her head and a full belly. So folks, we've got a monthly draw coming for this piece of artwork. We have an exclusive invite to the pajamas and cocktail party with Stephen and I. And as well, we will have the exclusive Heath's merchandise available only for monthly donors. Isn't that exciting? Our monthly donors are the best. And if you're not a monthly donor, don't fret, because there are many ways that you can help us at Happily Ever After. Number one, you can go and like this page right now. So stop what you're doing and make sure that you like Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary's Facebook page. Then, number two, you can share our stories and photographs and help excite your family about farmed animals. Number three, if you can't become a monthly donor, you can give one time, one donation, any amount. No donation is too small. It is a beautiful sunset. The goat and sheep barn are all closed up. Everybody is ready for bed. Well, we're back inside where it's not
quite so wet.
Not so wet and blustery. We're going to do some question and answer time. Over the past few weeks, we've asked you to write in some questions that you wanted us to answer. So, here we are. Gig wants to know, have the cows ever escaped?
Oh God. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they did. Like when they first moved in, they got out way up the neighbor's road and like, but remember between their pool and their tennis courts and like into the forest, and it was a disaster. We shut down the CN rail. The police were there. Oh man, what a scene!
That is a whole story on its own. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, and that was not long after the cows arrived here. And thankfully, BJ and Escalade did not escape in that whole conundrum, because that would have been a whole other level of complexity that I'm not sure how that would have ended.
Come on, Vidar.
So yes, Gig, thanks for bringing that up. The cows have escaped, and they've been out a couple times, but this time was the longest. That was a big one. And what had happened was they broke a fence post, and upon inspection, the fence post looked all fine. All the fence was straight up and down, but if you went up and you pushed on the fence post, it would level off like this. So they would just push it, walk right over, and then when they want to come back again, push it this way and walk right back. And they had done it a few times because there was some grazing on the other side of that fence that had happened. So they've been doing it for a while.
The grass is always greener, right?
Yes. So the side of the fence that you're on, they eat all that grass, and it looks super appetizing on the other side of the fence. Sort of like having shopping cart envy when you're in line at the shop and you're like, oh, look at that person's shopping cart. That looks amazing. Why didn't I put that in my shopping cart? Well, that's same thing there. The grass is always greener on the other side. So horrible story.
Oh, it ended fine. It was quite, and looking back, it's funny. It was not funny at the time.
No, it was not funny.
Very funny now.
They were like a couple kilometers up the road, and what ended up happening, we called for a trailer, and a trailer came, and we couldn't get them loaded up on the trailer. They're not used to being loaded, nor do we have the equipment that there to load like the shoot and squeeze or any of the gates to make fence to make a hallway. So that just was not happening. So what we ended up doing was running them back home on the road, straight down first line Nassagaweya in Campbellville. It was awesome. And then just when we thought we were like, there, the gates open to the farm, they took a hard right and they veered into the neighbor's yard. Well, of course, we're filming and the queen wants to get up and go do things.
Oh, you're busy? I'm busy too.
Next question. Angela wants to know, I'm very curious about Moby. Does he just not care for humans in general, or is he just protective of his space?
Doesn't care for humans in general.
No, and any humans that he has convinced that he likes, that is just a fairy tale.
Yes.
And he does not like anybody. So Kim and Angie, he doesn't like you. I'm sorry to tell you that. So Moby has just been, he's always been super, he just does not want humans in his space. He won't actively chase you if he's out of his pen, like if they're out free roaming around, he won't actively chase you, but if you're in his space and he starts making those, like those choking noises, those like, those noises, that's he wants you out of his space. And of course, ducks, they protect themselves by jumping and using their feet. It's not by biting. I mean, they can bite you when it does hurt, but it's definitely in their feet. Much like so that is a good question. Thank you very much, Angela. But Moby does not like anyone.
No, he does not.
Derek, do you open up all the barns by yourself every morning, or do you have some help, Michelle? Well, I actually don't open up the barns at all anymore. I don't do morning shifts anymore. That's just the way the schedule goes. But there was a time when I was doing all the feeds
for a couple years.
But that we've got an amazing team now. So between Allison and Andrea and Nicole and Sherry, those are the caregivers. They do all of the openings, feeds, and night feed, and I'm responsible for closing the barns up at night and making sure everybody is where they should be, and that the night check person, most of that relies on me. So I don't do that anymore, but we certainly created the system, and we manage that. And is Esther's new patio going to have a top on it, an awning, and will the other residents from the barn be able to come visit it too? Debbie. So Esther's new patio is not going to have an awning on it.
That patio right there.
But what Esther's patio has inspired is for stall 1 and stall 2, the outside spaces in the barn, for us to put down interlock brick in the outside spaces of stall 1 and stall 2, because it has such a great effect on the bottom of pig hoofs. And Captain Dan, he is reluctant to have his hoofs done, but if we put him outside on the patio with a treat ball.
It's like a big pumice stone, right? If you can imagine sanding your heels, that's basically what it does to the bottom of the pig feet. And especially the bigger pigs, they get real dry and cracked and callous up pretty quickly. And we noticed within a couple of days of Esther walking on this stuff out here that there was a notable difference in the smoothness and softness on the bottom of her feet. So that's that. So no top, and no, they can't come to visit it. Occasionally they will, probably unintentionally, but other than that, no. It's just meant for, really, the only reason we put this in was for winter, right? And for really bad weather, when the ground is super mucky and when it's really icy and stuff like that. So other than that, it's just going to be kind of a pass-through space.
Yeah, and I'm happy that we tried it here first, and I'm sure we're not the first people to put down interlock for their
concrete
for
would
their
have
residents.
the same sort of effect.
But Captain Dan is looking forward to having his patio. Next question. Does Esther ever make herself comfy and lie down in the barn when she visits her extended family, or is it just a quick in and out? Jenna?
Sometimes she does, yeah. She'll go and have a little lay down in a stall for a hay snack. If we put down a little flake of hay, and or again, if it's really bad weather, it's another time we've noticed that she'll often go eat and then have a little nap in an open stall in the barn and then make her way back. So I would
probably
say
where she is right now. If we poked in there,
no, I can see her big white bum.
You can see her big white bum.
Yep. So I would say maybe 8 or 9 times out of 10, she comes straight back to the house or comes out to go for a walk. And that other, 1 or 2 out of 10 times she'll lay down for
That's about like
maybe
me.
half an hour.
20% of the time after eating, I'm like, I need a nap. I think I could relate perfectly.
Yeah.
It was on last week's video where there was a clip of her rocking a nap.
I think there was, yeah.
In that she ate dinner and then went into stall 9 and had a little snack and a nap.
Yep.
Can't blame her. Last question, Leanne, are you still planning a hay barn at Thanksgiving? You mentioned how much safer a separate barn for hay would be. Is it one of 2020 projects? Good question, Leanne. So we do definitely strive to have one of the safest barns and provide, fire safety equipment and fire safety checks to make sure that we are doing every ounce of prevention that we can. In a perfect world scenario, it would be amazing if our hay and straw was not in that loft of that building right there.
Up top.
That loft up top, or just underneath that green roof, will hold 2,500 bales of hay and straw.
In that big round section, or the big green section you see, the front section of our loft we use for storage and feed and that sort of stuff too. But yeah, just in that long green forward section, they're able to
we call
fit.
that the new barn.
Yeah.
And this is the old barn, the red facing front. That's the old barn. It's the old field stones that have made the foundation.
It's gorgeous.
And then they added on the new barn, the big green roof, in like 1970.
Yeah. But just in that new barn section, they fit all of that hay
So
and straw.
all of the hay and straw is up there, and of course it's it can be combustible if the conditions are right. So we would love to have a hay storage building located over by the manure pile. The compost pile that I showed you would be the perfect place to put a big hay storage building. And that is not part of 2020's budgeting, but we are definitely going to be exploring that as part of the fundraising for the Holiday Magic fundraiser.
There goes Esther taking herself for a walk.
Oh, yeah. I think she's going to have a poop.
Oh, she is going to have a poop. Well, we should not focus on that. That's not right.
No,
She's a lady.
That is right. That's right.
She's a lady.
Good girl, baby. Good
We
poop.
would love to have a barn for the hay and our hay storage and the straw storage, but it's just not happening this year. Of course, the projects that were chosen for this year were the North Road, which was very expensive, and the plumbing to the barn got its protection, UV, and just got a big upgrade
Softener
out
and stuff
there.
too, right? Yeah.
And then the cow barn got water and hydro run to it. And then, of course, we've got one more big project coming up this year, and that is to build the cow barn. And so I've been looking at plans to do that, and we'll be presenting those to you very soon.
Hopefully we're going to be planting lots and lots of bluebell bulbs.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be planting lots of bluebell bulbs. We look forward to your involvement with that. Head on over to happilyeverester.ca. You can become a monthly subscriber. You can become a monthly subscriber to the newsletter. You can become a monthly donor and help support this place on a monthly basis. Or you can donate one time. No donation is too small. Thank you so much, friends, for tuning in to Heaps Barnside Chat.
Have a
My
great
name's
day,
Derek.
everybody.
This is Steve.
That's Esther
That's Esther.
back there.
Stay safe, friends.
Have a great day. See you soon.